Thank you for joining us today for an Executive's Guide to LinkedIn videocast, where we give you 10 minutes of insight into social networks and LinkedIn, what they mean to you as an individual and as a leader. My name is Chris Rollison. I've been a pioneer in helping people profit from disruptive technology for over 20 years. My goal today is to help you understand social networks so you can use them to create opportunity instead of letting events become threats to you and your business. Simply put, social networks are to the knowledge economy what mass production was to the industrial economy. Understanding this will help you to realize social networks' importance and why you need to apply them to your business and career. LinkedIn is crucial to executives because it fundamentally changes our ability to create opportunity. Have you ever thought that opportunity comes through people? For example, your ability to get a career-defining new job, your book published, a killer rate on a loan, or a prestigious speaking engagement depends on whom you know. LinkedIn changes how many people you can get to know and maintain relationships with, which is why it's transformational for your career and your business. Welcome to the 10 Minutes on LinkedIn videocast series. We're in Session 1, the Web2O ecosystem. Here, we will give you a quick overview of the Web2O ecosystem and we'll explain how LinkedIn fits into the whole. Let's dive in. When we are trying to understand a technology disruption like Web2O, it's often a good idea to start with something we know about, like how the web disrupted the pre-internet world, to look for patterns that can help us see what's going on right now. Web1.0, the internet, was revolutionary because it gave us information and transactions on demand. In the internet world, you could access anything that was on the network. E-commerce let you buy whenever and wherever you wanted, and e-business applied the same logic to enterprise business processes. But there was little information about people. Some other key things to understand about Web 1.0 are: it is one-to-many because large organizations use the internet to distribute their message or products to many people who rarely communicate with each other. Asynchronicity is key to understanding the economics of social networks. Phone and face-to-face are synchronous because people are there at the same time. This kind of communication is higher cost than an email exchange in which we respond at the most appropriate time and lowest cost. Social networks are largely asynchronous, so they let us have more conversations and more relationships. Web 2.0 is about creating and sharing social information about people. Now, people and relationships are more available on demand. Let's see how this works. There are many kinds of Web 2.0 websites, and although each lets us share different kinds of content, they have many things in common. Social networks enable people to find each other and to interact in many ways, depending on the culture and the purpose of the site. Think of different social networking sites as restaurants. The core service is the same at a fast food outlet or a 4-star restaurant, but your experience while there is very different. Facebook, MySpace, and LinkedIn all help you find people and connect. Who you find and the social context around why and how you connect are different. Social networks let us share text, photos, and video. Blogs, wikis, and microblogs like Twitter are text-based sites in which we share our thoughts and what we're doing. YouTube, Flickr, and SlideShare let us share photos, videos, and presentations. Music sites like iTunes let us share music. Social bookmarking sites like Delicious help us identify, organize, and share our favorite web content. So all these Web 2.0 sites enable us to share content about ourselves and our friends. But the important thing is, all these sites encourage us to comment on photos, songs, blog posts, everything. If I post a photo and you comment on it, someone else may comment on your comment, which prompts others to join in, which creates a whole conversation. This leads us to some key points about Web 2.0 and how LinkedIn fits in. Because social networks lead people to share social information, it is far easier to find people with whom you have specific things in common, whether they are across town or across the world. In business, this means that people are increasingly sharing information about their business problems online. In the past, you couldn't learn this information unless you had lunch with the person, a far more expensive proposition in terms of time. Web 2.0 is a many-to-many conversation. Everybody can talk to everybody. Your customers can discover each other and talk about their challenges without your introduction. You can learn about your competitors' clients and they can find your clients. It's easier to find prospects based on specific business problems. Web 2.0 is largely asynchronous and interactions incur a much lower transaction cost. Let's say a supply chain issue has suddenly emerged at a client of yours and she has to make a decision. She knows that booking a call with you, much less a meeting, may take days. So she poses her challenge to the LinkedIn community in the answers forums to get a quick answer. True, the quality of the responses varies, but since it's faster and cheaper, more people are trying it all the time. Web 2.0 is a key driver of the transformation to an expertise-driven knowledge economy that is real-time, global, and digital. Now we've established that opportunity comes through people and that the cost of finding and connecting with people is falling. So here's the big takeaway. Web 2.0 makes knowledge and relationships available on demand. The time required to build and maintain relationships, which are based on very specific interests, is falling fast. People who learn how to build and maintain large networks will gain the advantage, and those who don't will fall behind. You can use LinkedIn to create and manage a much larger network than ever before. At this point, executives often push back. They tell me, I'm not going to do business with people I've never met, and no one I know will either. But we didn't say that you would do business with someone you've never met. You might discover the person online and begin to develop the relationship by exchanging messages. At a certain point, you will probably get across the table from them. To succeed, you do not have to change your personal style of relationships. You do have to realize that you will have more kinds of friends and connections. During the shift to the industrial economy, artisans who did not adopt mass production techniques fell by the wayside. Now, people who don't use social networks to manage large networks will fall behind. For executives, LinkedIn is an ideal gateway to the Web 2.0 world. It isn't flashy like Facebook, but when you start to understand its features, you quickly realize that there's much more to it than meets the eye. LinkedIn is a very powerful tool that's designed to accelerate your business by helping you to build and maintain relationships. We will turn to how it does this in other videocasts. Thanks very much for tuning in. At this point, though, I've been doing all the talking, and I'd like to hear your thoughts. I invite you to go to this videocast Q&A to continue the discussion. It's easy to ask questions and to share your thoughts. You'll find instructions at the end of this videocast. A quick way to sample the Web 2.0 ecosystem is to use My Profiles. Download this videocast slide deck and click on any of these URLs to see what My Profiles look like. Many of these sites also contain extensive strategic and practical information for positioning your company or yourself to thrive during this period of disruption. Here is this videocast's homepage where you can access its Q&A, download this slide deck, or access this video. Look for our other videocasts by clicking Videocasts under Categories on the blog's left menu bar. Thank you, and see you next time.